What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys are having a good day. I am Josh from Vault Hunters Union. I just wanted to quickly make this video and get your guys' opinion. Aside from Grand Theft Auto 5, two of the biggest releases of the year are due to be released within the next few months. Those are Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts. I just kind of wanted to go over the differences and the changes in the new games, and then let you guys know which game I'm looking forward to most, and I wanted to get your opinion as well. So first of all, Battlefield 4 is being released on October 29th, 2013 across all platforms. Those are Microsoft Windows, PS3 and 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Now, Call of Duty Ghosts is being released for Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and is also being released for the Wii U. It's being released for the Windows, PS3, Wii U, Xbox 360 on November 5th, 2013, the PS4 on November 15th, 2013 in North America, the 29th in Europe, and the Xbox One on November 22nd. So some of the new features in Battlefield 3 include the ability to customize secondary weapons such as pistols. They can have attachments such as flashlights and silences. No more different versions of the same guns as in Battlefield 3. There will be new types of grenades in Battlefield 4. That is awesome. They have spotted several different types of grenades being used throughout the gameplay scene for Battlefield 4. Those include flashbangs, smoke grenades, and incendiary grenades. Most, if not all, of the classes in Battlefield 4 have changed in some way. The Recon class now features the motion ball sensor, which was in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I love that. And it also carries C4 this time, which is kind of cool. It's going to kind of reduce the C4 trolling, I think, because less people use the sniper class. Plus, I think it's going to help with camping with snipers, because now a sniper, if he wants to make use of the C4, has to get up close and personal. So I think that's going to help reduce the amount of distance campers in the Battlefield game, if not by a lot, at least by a little. Main weapons now are going to have the ability to have two different sights on them, so you can use the scope and also use the iron sights, and I think that's going to be really good, especially if you want to use like a sniper scope and then also use the iron sights for close combat, because I'm a huge fan of iron sights. I know they're not the most useful, but for me, I prefer to use them in general. I think they look better, and for me, I find it easier. One of the cooler features in Battlefield 4 is that the knife attacks, if you don't remember in Battlefield 3, it's not like Call of Duty where you just run up and knife somebody and they're dead right away. There is a animation in which they kind of sneak up behind you and knife you, or they do it from the front or whatever. It was kind of frustrating because there's no way to get out of it, but now they have added the ability to counter that, so you are able to counterattack a knife attack, which is awesome, and I'm looking forward to that. Also added is the ability for swimming. In Battlefield 3, there was the one level, I can't remember which one it was, where you can start out on the ship and then you have to take a vehicle into land, and it was kind of frustrating because if you didn't have a vehicle, you had to wait, and swimming was forever. So now they have added the ability to shoot while you're in water, and you can also sprint, and you can dive underwater as well. So that's going to help a lot, especially with dodging enemy fire. Probably one of the biggest and my most favorite things that they're going to add into the game is VoIP. You will now no longer be restricted to just typing to teammates and to enemy players and stuff like that. They are going to add some sort of VoIP to the game. I'm not sure to what extent. I think it might get kind of annoying because there's a lot of people that go on there just to troll people. I've been guilty of it myself. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that and how they're going to try and limit that. But we're going to wait and see. But I am excited to have some sort of a voice chat. Also, the use of 5-man squads, which is going to be huge, because I always wonder why there was not 5-man squads. There should have been more than just 4 players. And also the addition of Spectator Mode, which is something I always wondered why it wasn't in the game, is Spectator Mode, where you can just go into matches and just watch other people and learn how they play, learn new tips and tricks. They never added that in Battlefield 3, and I never understood why. But this will be a really cool addition, especially for people looking to get into the game and not quite sure some of the ways to succeed in the game or some of the different ways to play. Being able to watch other people play will help them out with that. This is one thing I never wondered why they did in video games, but they finally decided to add it into Battlefield 4. I'm really bad for this, so I'm going to have to get over this habit. But if you have a gun with, let's say, a 30-round magazine, and you use, like usually what I do is I kill an enemy and I reload right away. If you only use 6 out of those 30 bullets, you have 24 left. But usually if you reload, those 24 bullets are still there. But that's no longer going to be the case. If you reload a clip before it's empty, you lose all the bullets in the clip because it's a magazine. So you can't just take some of the bullets out of the magazine and refill it. You have to ditch the magazine to put a new one in. So that makes sense. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be harder to manage that and get over that habit. But it's a cool addition and makes the game a lot more realistic. There is a form of perks that are given to squads depending on how well they're playing. I'm not sure to what extent that is, if it's in depth like it is in Call of Duty. I hope it's not, because it's going to take away a lot of the simulation that is in Battlefield 4. I know it's not a complete simulation, but it's going to hurt it for sure, and then people are going to say they're trying to be more like Call of Duty. So I hope it's not to that extent. I'm not sure what kind of perks that will be. Maybe it's just improved accuracy or something. I'm not sure. There are some cool things in addition to Battlefield 4 in terms of vehicles. There are some new vehicles added, but in terms of the actual use of the vehicles and everything like that. So now you can actually disable a vehicle based on where the vehicle is hit. So if you hit the vehicle in the back, you're not going to disable it as fast as you would if you maybe hit it in the engine compartment. You can also shoot tires out, making it harder to steer and operate a vehicle. That's extremely important and more realistic. I don't know why it was never in Battlefield 3. It's something that's pretty obvious. If you have a vehicle coming at you, shoot the tire out, disable it. And Battlefield 4 helicopters also are going to get night vision, which is going to be really awesome, but it's going to give them a huge edge on the battlefield. New to Battlefield 4 is going to be the Commander mode. I'm not entirely sure what it's all about, but basically it's a mobile commander that can only be played on tablets such as the iPad and not on phones. And basically he uses a mini screen to see what every soldier on the map is seeing. And the commander can give orders to squad leaders who can accept or refuse the order. So basically it's the guy sitting in the back in charge of everything. I don't know too much about it, but I am excited to try it out. It adds like a real-time strategy element to the game, but I am excited to try it out. As I said earlier, all of the kits in Battlefield 4 have been changed in some way. The Assault kit now, which before you could basically pull out your defibrillator and revive unlimitedly, now has a limited number of revives, and you have to wait for your defibrillator to recharge before reviving another player. That's probably the right way, should be more realistic. The Engineer kit has basically been changed to now mainly use PDWs, as the carbines are now available on all kits. And the Support kit, which normally you would use to drop ammo and stuff like that, they maintain the ability to place C4 and Claymores. In addition, the kit has access to the new remote mortar and the XM25, allowing for indirect suppressive fire. So it's pretty cool. And also, as I said before, the Sniper kit main change is that they now get the C4 from the Support kit, so they have to get up close and personal if they want to make use of that gadget. I just got some information on the Commander mode in Battlefield 4. So basically, it was used in Battlefield 2142. It gives the commander, whoever that is, basically it's a select player, gives them a real-time strategy like view of the entire map and the ability to give orders to teammates. Also, the commander can observe the battlefield through the eyes of the players on the battlefield and deploy vehicle and weapon drops to keep the war machinery going, and can also order in missile strikes and such on hostile targets as long as at least one friendly player can see the target. I'm not too sure I am a fan of that, but we'll wait and see how it plays out. Now, on the flip side, Call of Duty Ghosts, which is much like every other Call of Duty, they made small changes here and there. They don't really need to alter an extremely successful game. Why bother? That's kind of the step I respect DICE for taking those steps to improve the game regardless. Basically, they've already said it'll be like all other previous Call of Duty games. Surprise, surprise. New mechanics have been added to the multiplayer, so now maps have areas that can be altered or destroyed. So that's not bad. Some destruction at least. There are some small changes made to Call of Duty Ghosts, so like some of them, for example, the minimap is a little bit larger and more rectangular, showing you more of the field. Your kill-death ratio and leaderboard placement is now being shown in the top right-hand corner of the screen at all times, so you no longer have to actually press the back button, and that's going to help the frustration of checking your kill-death ratio and getting killed in the process, and that was one thing that really pissed me off. But it's cool that they added it onto the main screen, right onto the heads-up display. But other than small tweaks here and there, nothing really huge being changed to the Call of Duty style for Call of Duty Ghosts. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, they're gonna sell millions and billions probably. This will probably be a billion-dollar game. So why make it any different if you know it's going to sell? And I mean, really, if you're money hungry, that's a good way to go about doing it. It uses the same engine that any of the other Call of Duties have been on for the last few years. So it's probably just going to look like a retextured Modern Warfare 3. That's pretty much the way the trend has been going for them in the last few years. But it's going to sell. So why spend a lot of money redoing it if it's going to sell anyway? I am a bigger fan of Battlefield, and I am most looking forward to Battlefield 4. However, I am probably going to get Call of Duty as well. But I am a Battlefield fanboy because I like the innovation and the way the game is played. That's just my own opinion. But I'm not putting down Call of Duty. I still enjoy it. But for me, it's easier to put more time into Battlefield because there's way more different ways to play it. Lots of different strategies and teamwork involved. But again, that's just my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours. But regardless of my biased opinion in general, I have much more respect for a company that can take a game that is extremely successful and still flip it over and redo everything and still maintain that success. And that's why I have more respect for DICE being able to do this with Battlefield, because Battlefield 3 was a huge success, but yet they still did not feel satisfied and they want to make it better, and that's what they've gone and done. The problem I have with Call of Duty, as I've already said, is that they know they're going to sell and they aren't going to make major changes to the game, just small things to improve it here and there, and it will be improved, it will be better in some ways, but they're not taking the big leaps in between games like Battlefield does, like DICE does with Battlefield. They're just make small tweaks here and there so that they can say the games get better every year because they feel the need to push out a title every single year. I think they should just do a title every few years and really improve the game, because really it just looks like the old game with just some small changes here and there. So I've set up a poll down below in the description to get your guys' opinion on which game you're looking forward to most. So take that poll, let me know, and also feel free to leave any comments and leave a like rating below. That's all I have to say, guys. I just want to make this quick video going over the changes of the two games and tell you guys which game I am mostly excited for. So other than that, guys, I don't have a whole lot more to say, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out.